when it's a value as such, when we don't consider values of thing in the money. And we find that pretty clearly in his, one of his last essays on the Geld und Nahrung, I think, when he says, well, the only good thing about the war is that people come back to the real values and can understand that the bread such, and the value wasn't in the money at all that time. So, and the perversion of money occurs when people start to believe that money has value and is, yeah.
Thank you. We have time for 3-4 questions.
Money is the object most worth possessing precisely because it can purchase everything, which is, this is a very paradoxical economy. Money is, money in a certain level, money is worth more than anything that it can buy. And I think this points to an economy which I think suits your argument. I can say, I can follow it like this, you touch the point that the energy of the drive eventually is utilized to repress that very drive. It's very also a paradoxical economy. And I think this summarizes the status of money as a libidinal object. I mean, because money is, money can serve any purpose. Money is the means to get any purpose, to any desire. But when money itself becomes libidinal, when it is desired for itself, it leads us to the opposite, where when we desire money, we can any specific, the desire for money inhibits any specific desire. If we realize any specific desire, we harm our desire for money itself. Money is, and in this way, money serves as as an indefinite deferral of desires. I think that it points exactly to the libidinal, the exact parallel to the libidinal structure, where the energy of drive serves the repression of the third drive.
Yeah, in the middle of the third chapter of Philosophy of Money, we have a pathological description of attitudes related to money. And when Simmel starts to think in a psychological or analytical way, he does it always throughout the symbol of money, also in relation with weddings, with all sort of situation. And well, the way Simmel you put forward with Marx is that money became a so useful way to access to things that it became a value as such. At the beginning, in the imagination of a beginning, like a Robinsonade, like Simmel imagines all what one must do to gain access to wealth, all the creation it has to do, the imagination it has to one has to use, and so on. And then money comes as a so common way to gain access to things that it becomes a super mean, a super way to access to anything. But he would describe it as you did it, and then occur pathologies like cynicism, avarice, and also Blasiatheit, because one always does the same act to gain access to things, and life becomes boring. And this second aspect of the second section of the third chapter of Philosophy of Money is directly related to the pathologies in regard with respect to money.
May I just one sentence? So, because if we look at it from a Marxist point of view, money is the pathology. In Simmel, can there be money which is not pathological?
Well, the difference between, there are huge differences between Marx and
It's
Simmel.
more ambivalent than Marx.
Well, for Simmel adds something we don't find in Marx is psychology, unbewusst, unconsciousness, and culture, and traditions, and beliefs, and we don't find that in Marx. It doesn't exist. So often we find, like, Simmel is always a patchwork. I mean, he takes things from Middle Age, and from Zola, and from Marx, and from Spinoza, and from Kant, and he does something quite unusual with it, and it's not for a young student to imitate Simmel. I mean, and it's not interesting to see what Simmel says on Marx or on Middle Age, because we will be disappointed. I mean, it's more interesting to read specialists on those topics, but it's interesting to see, the economy of his text, how he brings all those things together to suggest concepts, to suggest notions, to suggest point of view that will up by the reader, and the reader has a huge responsibility when he's in front of Simmel, because Simmel doesn't give, never gives the answer, I would say, or the theory or the core concepts. It changes every time, so it's organic. So and so when we see something related to Marx in Simmel, we can consider that he agrees with Marx on several points, but he will always mix that up with other questions. Yeah.
Bitte. Der Veranstalter hat freundlicherweise zugesagt, Ihren interessanten Text in Englisch in Kopie zur Verfügung zu stellen, weil es mir leider nicht möglich war, die englische Lesung komprehensiv mitzubekommen. Das trifft nicht auf die Diskussion zu. Meine ergänzende Assoziation bezieht sich auf eine Sendung, die ich gestern im Radio gehört habe, aus dem Jahr 1951, wo unter anderem Freud und Adorno über das Thema Ökonomisierung von Wissenschaft und Kunst sprechen. Ich würde mich sehr interessieren, ob Sie diese Überlegungen kennen und wie Sie sie kommentieren. Danke.
Also Critical Theory. Ich nehme Sie auch noch und dann macht der Kollege einen Schluss und wir machen eine Viertelstunde Kaffeepause. Bitte.
Kurze Frage. Geld setzt ihr, oder als Frage, wie weit setzt Geld eigentlich Tausch voraus? Das ist ein Ort einer sozialen oder menschlichen Beziehung. Oder wie weit ist das fast identisch? Aber es ist nicht der einzige Umgang, die Möglichkeit des Umgangs miteinander, der Tausch.
Is exchange the only way of how a human being can act with each other?
Okay. And the first question, I'm not
The
sure.
first was exchange and the relation between exchange and money. Is there exchange without money?
Okay.
And the first was that the critical theory was critical with that economization.
With a general, I will give a general answer to these questions. An historical point of view Simmel has about exchange and money and the relation between exchange and money. Simmel presents money as being like a magic way to accelerate the relationship between cultures, between communities. And at the beginning, when we read him, we can really have the impression that he supports totally this object of money, this media of money, as something magnificent for the culture. He says that money has done more things for the relationships between communities and culture than religion or culture. It's amazing to see that some event in Asia can provoke the demission of a minister of finance in Spain and so on. So he's amazed with what we call today globalization, but that he could observe already regarding money. And well, it's all related to this magic characteristic of money. Allows us to see it as the previous form of our computers. Like he explained how money allow magic calculation to go on. Like we calculate things that we cannot calculate with money, and we spare the effort of calculation of the values. And he explained how complicated can be this system of money, this mental system of money, so that we lose the point where we would see that it's meaningless to try to do this calculation we do with him in a magic way, and that's the explanation he gives to to the new form of relationship worldwide that occurred with money.
Ich wollte noch zur ersten Frage etwas sagen. Es gibt einen Essay von Theodor Adorno über Georg Simmel, der eigentlich sehr negativ ist. Ja, Adorno hat Simmel und das Denken von Simmel nicht gemocht. Ja, und das ist auch ganz klar. Es ist eine ganz andere Denkweise. Simmel ist kein Theoretiker, der das Geld verdammt und den Kapitalismus und die Ökonomie als solches. Simmel ist ein Denker, der ambivalent, das Geld ambivalent sieht, wie ich in einem Kommentar zu unserem Redner gesagt habe. Also ich denke, da haben Sie zwei unterschiedliche Diskurse über das Ökonomische. Ja, das wollte ich einfach noch hinzufügen. Wir haben eine Viertelstunde Zeit für Tee und Kaffee und dann schlägt die Ökonomie dieses Symposiums wieder zu. Pünktlich um 12 Uhr bitte wieder hier zu sein. Danke.
Danke.